Instead, he's gone for this all speed lot build here. I'm not sure how successful it's going to be against all these lurkers coming up, though. He does have those High Templar out, and that's going to make the difference. If you can get a couple of good storms off, you can take the lead back. But right now, I'd say that effort is definitely in the lead. And, oh, Effort now has produced Mulisks. Interesting, very interesting play. And those Mulisks, if he's lucky, can pick off those High Templar as they come out. And he might be able to pick off that High Templar. If that High Templar goes down, no, he doesn't see it, actually. If that High Templar went down, it would have been very much trouble. But no, the High Templar will go down there. So the one High Templar remaining goes down, and that Archon, those other High Templar was forced to morph into that Archon. And, oh, man, Effort just playing with great effort here, playing very well, and Effort is on CJ, so maybe Savior in his off time has been teaching Effort some of his tricks, you know. I'm sure Savior is still able to talk about Zerg strategy, if not perhaps execute it very well due to whatever psychological reason, but anyway, Savior certainly, certainly has a lot to teach for this young Zerg player, and this young Zerg player, Effort, is doing very, very well here. In fact, I was just looking at his record, and he was, the last time he played really in a tournament was in the round of 36 of the GOM TV Intel Classic, and it's not memorable because he got eliminated there, but what's important is that he actually fought against 4GG there and actually managed to take a game off of 4GG, which is quite impressive given how much 4GG dominated Jaedong in the MSL finals, 3-0 victory. So Effort managing to pick off a game off of that, of this new rising Terran star is certainly no mean feat. Anyway, these Dragoons now perhaps going to get ambushed again by these Mulisks, and Dragoons, of course, are not very good against Mulisks. You need those Archons to be very good, so switching tech back and forth here, and this is a really smart move from Effort, I think, just throwing Cal off guard constantly. The one weakness that Effort has right now is he's not been able to pick up another expansion while building all these units. He needs to get another expansion, of course, to solidify a lead against Cal, but so far he's just focusing all on getting these units, and he's certainly got a very large group of Hydralisks, Lurkers, and Mulisks. He's in fact on par with the food count with Cal, which is not good for the Protoss player at all. Oh, but Effort running his Mulisks across those Archons, but perhaps they were meant to shield these Hydras. Hydra is picking off one Archon there, and critically, no High Templar there. I think why he flew the Mulisks over was actually to try to pick off any High Templar there, and that's very smart. Even if the Mulisk gets suicided in order to kill those High Templar, it's certainly worth it because the Hydras will finish off what the Mulisk started and manage to pick off another High Templar. So Cal's army is greatly weakened, and I don't know if he's going to be able to take a concerted attack here from Effort, and Effort might take this series 2-0, which will be absolutely, I think, a real upset here, and he'll have to face Flash, of course, in the next game, which I don't know how he's going to do, but that will be very intense if he manages to win this. I'm calling it early, of course. I'm not calling it at all. In fact, I'm just saying if he wins. Cal certainly is still in the game, obviously. In fact, he's ahead in food count, but it'll be about how well he can get this attack in, and he's actually managed to get one storm off, but critically notice that he doesn't have any follow-up storms, so those Hydralisks are much more powerful than he should be. Here's Effort's first-person view. He's bringing up more forces from his rally point, and he's probably going to surprise Cal here, and perhaps even surround his army. No, it looks like he won't, because Cal is actually just retreating right now, but just one High Templar. I think the Observer is trying to show us just one High Templar, and that's what the Mulisks were so good at. I hope more Zerg players do this in the future, is just build those Mulisks in the mid to late game, even after they've gone Lurker Hydralisk, but just build them to pick off those High Templar. I think that's very effective. Savior actually did that a lot back in the day, now that I remember. And by the way, despite Saviour's recent poor performance against players like Free, he actually was a very, very good Zerg versus Protoss player back in the day. If you watch my Holy War series, Savior versus Naura, which is one of the best Zerg series of all time, you should definitely watch it. But if you watch it, you really see his prowess against Protoss. His best matchup, I think it was about 69% against Protoss. Actually, he still is, rather, despite recent losses. So he's a very, very anti-Protoss player, and perhaps he's been teaching Effort a few tricks from his trade book, which certainly is very vast and you know, full of good knowledge there. Now an attack going up at the Cal's expansion at the upper left, and Savior, Effort, whatever he's called right now. Maybe this is where Savior's energy has gone while he's in the B team, training up this new Zerg player named Effort, while doing the laundry for the rest of the CJ team. But between doing laundry and teaching Effort, maybe he's not had time to actually practice his Zerg play. Now I'm going to make that excuse for Savior. Poor Savior. Just poor Savior in general, not making it into the OSL. It just makes me sad. Anyway, Cal has just this one force left on the map. He's behind on food count now. He's lost his expansion effortlessly, no pun intended, to the at the upper left, and now he's confined to 2 bases. He's really far behind this game, and I think mainly it was because of the nice Mula sniping. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice from these commentaries, but the nice Mula sniping, and also how he went for Archons at first and couldn't break through, and man, Effort is just smashing down Cal's front here. Cal just not having enough High Templar to deal with these masked up Hydralisks, and truly we're seeing how powerful Hydralisks can be without Sonic Storm. I mean, the main reason Hydralisks aren't used towards the late game is because of Sonic Storm. That is the main reason. They melt to Sonic Storm. But without the Psy Storm, you see this Zergling Hydralisk build really come up to its maximum potential. Excuse me, and with that base going down at the 7 o'clock position, I'm going to have to call this game for Effort. So Effort taking down Cal, certainly an A-class Protoss player, without much effort at all, and really just playing this very, very well, I have to say. Cal looks like he's going to make a stand here at his natural expansion, but he's just been beaten back time and again. It looks like he's in desperation, picking up that mineral-only island inside of his base. But that only has 4 patches, so it's certainly not very valuable. And Defilers are out now for Effort, so it will be interesting to see how he uses them, whether he goes for Plague or for Dark Swarm. Certainly, either one will be very useful with his tech tree right now. And a forward hatchery being built there, interesting enough. I don't think that's even next to any minerals. Effort just building that forward hatchery maybe just to get the production out. Interesting. Yeah, I really don't think that hatchery was next to any minerals. It's just sort of in there in that middle of the map. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but oh, now Effort going for the Doom Drop inside of Cal's base, and this is really going to be GG producing, I think, especially if he has a Defiler in there. It's going to be terrible, terrible news for Cal, and oh man, doesn't really matter what he has in there. The Cracklings are just going to tear apart those probes. Actually, no, it looks like no, he didn't have enough units to finish off everything there, but hopefully he has some units to pick off this expansion. Looks like he doesn't, actually, but certainly distracting Cal, and maybe he's going to go for the 1-2 attack, lay some Dark Swarm and run his Lurker and Zerglings in, and looks like he's going to do just that, running those Zerglings in, and now the Lurkers will probably go into the Swarm, and there will be nothing those Dragoons at cans can do about it. A Storm will be able to help, of course, but really that's going to be it. Those cans are going to go down, and those Lurkers are just kind of free reign over the natural expansion. Cal going for a Desperation counterattack. Looks like he's dropped Dark Templar at one of the expansions, and now into the main base of Effort. Effort doesn't notice this is here, so actually Effort's taking a good amount of damage, but I think this was too little too late here. Even if the DTs pick off all the drones there, I think Effort really has a big enough economy to be able to come back from it. That one hero, man, Dark Templar, well, I guess he gets man status because he has more than 10 kills. Play going off on the Dragoons, so maybe Reach decide to borrow, decided to lend Cal one of his Dark Templar. Cal's like, hey, Reach, I'm really far behind this game. Can I get one of your hero DTs? One of the man DTs? And he's like, yeah, sure. Just don't hit on my girlfriend. 13 kills, well, 18 kills for a Dark Templar. Nice work. And, yeah, Cal, wow. His front base being defended by just 2 Dragoons. Ouch. I think Effort can just crash in right now. Really just produce all Cracklings from every hatchery and just crash in. Really, there's no mining left even for Cal except at that island only. Of course, he doesn't want to GG. This is the OSL we're talking about here, and he definitely doesn't want to leave, but he will have to very soon here. So I hope you guys have been enjoying all my commentaries recently. Definitely, like I said in the last game, leave comments saying, you know, where you're from and what you do, and, you know, just things about you. I'd love to hear from, you know, even like 100 of my subscribers. That would be awesome to hear from, just to get to know some of you guys, and, you know, just for my, perhaps, my personal satisfaction, or my personal, whatever, curiosity. Lurkers in the front here, and Plague. Plague on the Archons. Not that useful, but certainly not bad. And what does this one Overlord have? We'll have to see. Perhaps just some Cracklings, or just 2 Lurkers would be enough to cause some havoc to the last remaining expansion of Cal's, which is that little island there with 5 patches. Yeah, it looks like it's just Cracklings there, and those Cracklings are going to probably take down those probes. Yeah, probes not very good against Cracklings, unfortunately. Good against normal Zerglings, but not very good against these Cracklings. And oh, brutal. 4 Zerglings are going to pick off that expansion, and Cal knows it. The world knows it. GG coming from Cal. So Cal not being able to win against this new star Zerg player from CJ. I won't call him a star yet, but certainly showing good potential here. However, he's going to be severely tested in the upcoming game. He's going to be facing none other than Flash. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed. statistics that we have.
다른 선수가 저그대 프로토스에서 그냥 신예 저그가 고체 프로토스 많이 이기고 뛰는데 김구현은 저그 만나면 신나는 선수였어. 적을 피해보지 않는 거 아니었어요?
요즘 뭐 정말 엄청난 신예의 선수들이 많이 쏟아지고 있긴 합니다만 이영호 선수라든가 박성현 선수 그 이후에 특히나 저그의 어떤 그 대표적인 신의 주자가 없는 상황에서 김정우 선수의 어떤 탄생 이영호 선수마저 꼽는다면 기대해볼 만합니다.
네, 완벽한 탄생이 되기 위해서는 이영호를 넘나 이영호와의 경기력을 한번 더 체크해 봐야 됩니다. 아무튼 김정우가 김구현을 제압하면서 자 1경기 승자로 기록됐고 자 2경기에서 이영호와 한판 대결을 펼치겠습니다. 아무리 김정우라고 하더라도 상대는 이영호예요. 조여적 경기 이영호 먼저 집중하고 있는 이영호를 뛰어넘을 수 있을까요? 잠시 후에 확인하시죠.